A major part of how we support children in their development is through the preparation of an environment. So in the classroom, we see that. We see the Montessori materials, we see the way the shelves are laid out and the chairs and the tables, and everything else that creates those Montessori elementary classrooms. But we also can do some work in our homes to prepare our home environments for elementary children to optimize their development. And there are some basic principles to keep in mind when we think about a prepared environment, when we think about that place where children are going to learn and grow. So as we're considering what to do at home, some things to keep in mind include just some sort of broad principles that will support how you organize your home to support your child. One principle we keep in mind as we create learning environments for children is beauty. We want this to be a beautiful place for children to work within. We want it to be appealing, and beauty does that. So we're going to think about ways that we can look at the aesthetic we've developed in our home and in those places where children spend a lot of time, and what can inspire them to work. We also apply a principle of order. And that means that where the children are working, there's an order to it. It is organized and logical. So when we're looking at children's spaces in the home, we want to be sure that everything is organized, that we have a place where everything belongs, that it is attractive on the shelf or in the drawer or wherever it's located, so that children can find what they need when they need it, and so that they can keep track of where things are. In the classroom and in the home, we want our environment to be limited. This means that we don't have to have everything out for the children all the time, particularly at home. Their different activities and toys and books can be rotated out. They don't have to have everything out all at once. So you can deliberately limit what's available to children and then rotate new ideas and new activities in every, couple of weeks. Also, we want things to be limited because we want children to be inspired to go out to find more information, not simply be able to get everything inside their home or inside the classroom. So we deliberately limit what we have to offer the children. We also, as we prepare a space for children, really work to make sure that it is accessible to them. And that means that everything they need is within their reach, and everything that they want to access, they can access. So we aren't going to keep, daily supplies up on a tall shelf. We're going to make sure that we have child-sized furniture or stools to help them get what they need if it is located out of their reach. So it's got to be accessible to the children. And another key component to the environment at home is freedom. Within what we create and build for the children at home, we need to be sure that the children are free to work with whatever we have put in their environment for them, that they can independently make choices and act on those choices, that they learn how to manage themselves within the environment. So as you're thinking about that at home, if you see children choosing things that you feel aren't adequately stretching their capabilities, that aren't challenging them, that's something you can observe and think about, and maybe you want to change the prepared environment a little bit, but we don't have to limit children's choices or force them to choose something, one thing over another. We want to really trust in their ability to build themselves and offer them that practice with their developing capacity for freedom. We want them to feel, that they have agency over their own learning and their choices in the home environment. So those are some general principles about things to keep in mind as you're preparing your home environment. But we'll talk more practically about specific things to have in your environment to support children as they are learning and developing.